don't know. I mean, Mion sounds... It's hard to put into words. I believe Mion actually enjoys us and doesn't want us to die. Thus she's saying stop being like Satoshi. But Rena, on the other hand, I think she wants to fucking kill me. But that's my idea. Jesus, I still can't get over the fucking prank part. That's just the worst excuse, come on. I grabbed Mion by the collar and lifted her up. Jesus, dude, calm down. Calm down. Calm the fuck down. That wasn't the same as putting Tabasco sauce in a piece of mochi. It was a needle. A sewing needle. If I had swallowed that and it lodged in my throat, what did she think would happen? Mion's face froze as her body rattled in fear. This wasn't the Mion Sonozaki I knew anymore. Anyways, you're not my friend. There's no reason for me to listen to someone who's not my friend. So just leave me alone for a while. Got it? Mion wasn't replying anymore. It won't be that easy to erase me, you know? The cops have been on to you from the start. So don't think you can make me disappear like you did Satoshi. I said it clearly. This was my declaration of war. I think you guys are suspects in the previous incidents too. I also know you've spent a lot of time with the cops ever since the anti-dam movement. Don't think you can hide it from me. Got that? How? How did you know? Mion stood there with a dumbstruck look on her face. That was when I heard the principal ringing the bell for school. It was time for morning homeroom. Let's go. The class representative needs to be there, right? At that moment, for the first time, I realized Mion was sobbing as tears ran down her cheek. Oh my god! No, stop it, game. Okay, I feel bad for Mion. I don't feel bad for Rena. Oh my god, that's sad. God damn it, Keiichi. You took it too far. Once you actually grab her collar and lift her up, that's a little too far. Even like saying you no longer friends, so I have no reason to talk to you. That's still pushing it. I mean, come on, dude, calm down. You're so mean, Kei-chan. Me. I wanted to console her, but I shut my mouth. I would. That would break me. Oh god. No matter how hardened my heart would be or how stone cold I would. Oh, that would melt it. Right, God. I don't want to be mean to her. I don't want to kill her. I'll kill Rena. I won't kill her. I refuse to do that. I don't want to. I had no need to feel guilty. I'm going. Don't be late for homeroom. I left Mion still shaking as I turned around to head for the entrance. I had no idea how troubling it was to make a girl cry. Oh god, dude, that's just terrible. That's god awful. There's a difference between like Rena trying to break your door, like get into your house, like that's different. With her like asking you to stop because she's afraid, I mean, it's like, that's so sad. Thank God it actually doesn't have like real tears on her. Oh god, that would break me. I'll just punch Keiichi and say, you dumbass, you took it too far. Behind my back I could hear muttering. Her muttering. It was a faint mutter as if she was speaking to herself. Please don't say something creepy. Like, oh, you're gonna regret this. I'm gonna kill you. So that's how it is. Fuck me. Damn it. Damn it. Keiichi, you took it too far. I knew it. You took it too far. Damn it. I'm fucked. I'm dead. I'm dying today. It's over. Game over, boys. I'm dying. Pack it up. We're leaving. She wasn't saying it to anyone. It was Mion talking to herself. But it was a sobbing voice that had a kind of giddy cursing tone. I inadvertently stopped and turned back towards her. So it was that bastard. He leaked it all to Kei-chan. She balled up her fist as her tears continued to rain down. She glared at a spot at the ground with a terrifying yet smiling face, cursing. A chill ran down my spine from the demonic expression. This transformation, Mion's transformation, was different from Rena's. I should have killed him back then. He forgot the mercy I showed him just because he was going to retire this year. Retiring this year. Was she talking about Oishi-san? Damn it. going to kill that damn old man. I felt like the air itself had begun distorting. With Mion at the center, the world had begun to twist and spiral, bending, whirling. This was the first time I had known, experienced such a visage? Whatever. Rise. Attention. Mion made up an excuse for her red eyes by saying there was something wrong with her contacts. Damn it. Oh, that's sad though. That's really sad. But it is Oishi's fault. Oh goddamn Oishi, it's all your damn fault. You fucked up anything I could have had with Mion. I'm pissed. After that, neither Rena nor Mion spoke to me for the rest of the day. Neither Satoko nor Rika-chan looked me in the eye. Strangely, I didn't feel hurt. Everything had just went back to the way it was. The months since I transferred in had been almost too much fun. That was all. School was supposed to be something like this, to begin with. I should have disliked that feeling, but today it felt oddly refreshing. God, that's sad. I'm really sad. The bell rang, sounding the end of the monotonous school day, which had felt so tense yet so dull. Since it would cause a lot of unpleasant memories if they asked me to join in the club activities, I promptly started preparing to go home without even looking at them. I stuffed the contents of my desk into my bag, wrapped around my hand around Satoshi's now familiar bat, and began heading towards the entrance. Didn't even try to stop me. I was assailed by both the exhausting relief that nothing had happened today and the tiring possibility of the same thing repeating tomorrow. But deep down inside me, far beneath in the recesses of my heart, achingly I knew this would be the last day of this cycle. I couldn't tell how the ending would be, whether it would end as I wished it to end or if it would end as I hoped it wouldn't. Regardless, in my current state, there was something more important than how things would end. There was something I wanted to know. Why did I have to be killed? How did it come to this? Why? For what purpose? The sunlight was relentless. The sun, the heat, even the air. They wouldn't give me my answers. Or could it be that the cries of the Higurashi were desperately trying to tell me something? Somewhere mixed in with their shrieks, Takano-san and Satoshi were also probably trying to tell me something. Tometake. I don't remember what did I say Tometake? Or did I say Takano? The fuck? Weird. I simply haven't been able to realize it yet. When I do realize it, I wonder if it will be amongst the Higurashi fruitlessly crying to the next victim. Glancing down at my feet, I saw a Higurashi on its back, spasming weakly. Weep, weep, weep. There is still much of the summer left, yet this one was already chirping its last song. I couldn't tell what it was saying, no matter how hard I listened. But I had to try. I had to try and listen to what it was desperately trying to tell me. Don't waste time listening to a dying cicada. At that moment, the trills of the Higurashi ceased all at once, as if they had huddled together, fearing that the person who'd brought them to their dreadful fate had arrived. There was no mistaking it. A presence was approaching. Fuck me. The sound of footsteps was almost non-existent. If the Higurashi hadn't warned me, by ending their chirping, I wouldn't have noticed. My exhaustion left me in a heartbeat. In its place was a rush of adrenaline that sharpened all of my senses. I was just barely able to hold back that creeping, suffocating feeling of horror. It wasn't something I could hold back for long. But in this moment, when I needed to be razor sharp, I was able to retain my composure. Who is it? I wasn't going to shout like I did yesterday. I hid myself calmly amongst the trees, waiting for my pursuer's shadow. Could I get them to pass by me? No, since I was able to hear their footsteps, they were probably also able to hear mine. They might have already been able to tell that I had hidden myself and was holding my breath. The person tailing me, was it Rena, just like yesterday? If it was Rena, I wouldn't hold back. I could just yell at her and make her go away like yesterday. If it wasn't Rena, it would depend on how they acted, I guess. The footsteps ambled closer. I swallowed, wiped my clammy hands on my pants, and readjusted the grip on my bat. Oh God, I don't know. Please don't. It's gonna be Mion and he's gonna hit her, and I'm gonna be sad. Cause I'm already sad because he yelled at Mion a lot. Like that really made me sad. Cause I don't know, there's no reason to yell at Mion. She's so nice. Come on. Sure, she's a little crazy sometimes, but I mean, that can be worked on. I could tell that the fear that I had beaten back once was now waiting for another opening to come at me. Who could it be? I peeked out from behind the tree at the person following me. Fuck me. No thank you. Hit her. Hit her. Hit her in the head. Kill her. My imagination hadn't led me astray. It was Rena. There was a bit of relief as I realized it was someone I knew, but that feeling left me in an instant. This wasn't the same Rena that I knew. Yay! Welcome back! Kill her! Her eyes were dark and lifeless, but her mouth appeared as if it was carved into a crescent. Yes, it looked like she was grinning slightly. In her right hand was an axe. Fuck her. Kill her right now. Fuck this game. Kill her. We're going to town right now. I hid myself behind the tree once again and recalled the unbelievable sight I just saw. What was that just now? The embodiment of terror laid bare. Baseball, practicing my swing. There were tons of excuses for me to be carrying a bat. But for that axe? There was no excuse for that. An axe just like that? Keiichi-kun, are you playing hide and seek? I wonder. My heart was pounding. Hard enough that I had trouble breathing. Little composure I had been able to hold on to was now crushed. In its place, cold sweat gushed forth, covering my entire body, letting me know precisely what kind of emotion had taken hold. No, but seriously though, Rena, I don't think Mion actually believes in Oyashiro-sama's curse, though. I don't believe she does. Not good. I wasn't able to hide myself completely. She already knew I was here. Were you trying to scare me, I wonder? I decided that it would be better to reveal myself now, since there was still space between us, than to allow Rena to come any closer. I adjusted my grip on that bat, readied myself mentally, and stepped out from behind the tree. You're going down! That's probably Rena, though. I found you, Keiichi-kun. Rena was pleased that she found me, eliciting a mysterious giggle. Though it would still be better if Keiichi started laughing too and just matched her fucking craziness. Her mouth was smiling, but her eyes told me she was displeased by the fact that I'd been hiding. Those eyes, they were just so empty. My legs began to quiver. No, kill her. Do it now. Do it. Not good. In the pit of my stomach, some sort of vicious hot and cold substance began spreading around. If I allowed it, that substance would slip into my bloodstream and undoubtedly freeze all the organs in my body. Not good. I'll be devoured by Rena at this rate. Strike back. Don't lose. What is it? What is it? I blustered, hiding behind my bravado. But Rena didn't flinch one bit. Just the same as Keiichi-kun. I'm heading home. Then what about that axe? And what about that bat you're holding? That has no... What the fuck? How is a bat and an axe on the same level of field of just holding something? Good God. I'm practicing my swing. Then I'm treasure hunting. Rena gave a flippant explanation as to why she had such a fearsome weapon. She's crazy as fuck, man. I don't want... I want her dead. Keiichi, kill her. Treasure hunting? At the treasure mountain near the dam site, I found a new cute item. It's gonna be Keiichi's head. So I needed this to dig it out. How could I believe that? You wouldn't believe it, would you? Rena's laugh was obviously very strange. I had seen Rena's transformation many times before, but the one today was completely different. She's completely snapped instead of halfway snapped. Oh, God. So fucking... Not worth it. Not worth it. Like her mischievous tone and the shrewd glint in her eyes, it wasn't something that roundabout. I'm not sure what to say. It was just so obvious. Wait, Keiichi-kun. Rena didn't stop walking, even as she let out that eerie laugh. Whenever Rena got too close to me, I would scurry away and turn back towards her. This cycle repeated over and over. Fuck it. No matter how you looked at it, I was being chased by Rena and was trying to escape. Don't follow me! I can't do that. My house is this way, after all. When I met with Rena on this road yesterday, she cowered and trembled as she followed my commands. But today was different. Rena didn't show a hint of trepidation. Actually, wasn't I the one who was cowering? If the way home for Rena and me was the same, that's fine. I'd just change my route. That'd work out, wouldn't it? I turned onto a side street, and I'd never been down in New Little before. Oh my god! You dumbass. She's gonna keep following. But Rena saw me do that and followed me while laughing. Why? Why? Why aren't you going home? Then just go home down the street you normally do. Why would you follow me down this weird little side road? Those thoughts screamed in my head, eventually spilling out of my mouth. Why are you following me? The tone of my voice was already tinged with terror. Because I want to talk to Keiichi-kun. Keiichi-kun wants to talk to Rena too, doesn't he? Doesn't he? I don't want to talk about anything with you. That's a lie, isn't it? There's something you want to ask me about, isn't there? Not at all. I have nothing to talk to you about. That's a lie, isn't it? It's not a lie. Lies! Rena's scream echoed, startling some nearby birds into flight. I cringed in fear. The only other thing I could do was increasing my pace. Running, 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 running. Let's talk, Keiichi-kun. Talk. Talk. Why was I running down this unfamiliar and deserted street? Doesn't Keiichi-kun have something he's worried about? Nope, nothing at all. I'm not worried about anything. I'm having a nice, lovely stroll down this side road. Lies. Even though I was running, even though Rena was walking, why wasn't I getting any further away? I know. I really do know. You're scared, aren't you, Keiichi-kun? I'm not scared. I'm not scared of anything. Lies. My breathing grew heavy, and it felt like my legs were giving out from beneath me. Rena wasn't even breaking a sweat. God, this is creepy. I'll listen. I'll listen. This time I'll listen. I had no idea what she was talking about or what exactly she wanted to do. This time I'll listen. It will be different from the time with Satoshi-kun. When she said Satoshi's name, I turned back for a moment. You dumbass. But even as I did that, Rena was still advancing. I couldn't afford to stop. Just walk backwards and talk. Satoshi-kun was worried too. It looked like he was having such a hard time, but I didn't listen. I was so sad. Where did this street connect to? All these twists and turns, ups and downs. It was hard to believe that this was even remotely in the direction towards my house. My sense of direction had long since gone out the window. I really regretted it when Satoshi-kun transferred out. I thought that if I had listened, he may not have transferred out. I really regretted that. Ugh, stop it. God, this is getting really fucking creepy. The road led me deeper into the forest, but I really have a feeling we're getting close to the end here. Wasn't I getting farther away from the village the more I ran? I lost more and more of my composure the more I thought about it. But despite this realization, my inner self was still disturbingly calm. So you see, I vowed that if there was someone struggling like Satoshi-kun did, I'd save them. I don't want to see anyone transfer out again. Damn it! What does transfer even mean? I won't let you transfer me. I won't end up the same as Satoshi. Come on, Keiichi-kun, talk to me. I'll be able to understand you, Keiichi-kun. I'm your ally. I started wheezing out of breath. My lungs were so hot they felt like they were going to explode. My heart was beating as hard as it could. God, this is creepy, man. This is really fucking creepy. I mean, I should have practiced running instead of my swing. Yeah, you dumbass. I couldn't even afford to cough at that stupid thought. Oh, God. We're done. This is stupid. We're done. We're dying. If Keiichi-kun doesn't have anything to worry about, he'll go back to normal. Everyone will be back to being friends, and we can even enjoy club activities again. Next time we'll team up and beat Mii-chan. Yeah, how much fun that would be. Fuck this. Rena couldn't even imagine how much I'd wished I could turn back the clock on these past few days. You could be nice to me again, too. I want to go searching for treasure again. This time I'll prepare a nice lunch. Actually, we could just go right now. Let's go up to the dam site together. I'll show you the cute thing I just found. I'm sure you'll like it too. My footsteps made pathetic flapping noises as my legs wobbled and faltered. Hot on my heels, Rena's steps were sharply breaking twigs underfoot. I had to accept it. I was on the run, being chased by Rena. If she caught me, it was all over. I realized it instinctively. I couldn't even begin to think of what the end would entail. Just that if I was caught, it was all over. That's all I knew. It didn't matter how it was going to end. I wouldn't let it end. Not without knowing anything, not yet. That momentary laugh was all it took. Of all the things that could have happened, my knees buckled underneath me and I crumpled towards the ground. No! Damn it. I tried to stand frantically, urging my legs to respond. You're done, boy. You're done. I used my bat as a makeshift cane to prop myself up, but Rena was already standing right in front of me. Oh, don't tell me she's going to be sadistic, like kick it out from underneath me. Oh my god. If it goes down this road, it's going to be so interesting reading. So interesting. Compared to me, out of breath and utterly exhausted, Rena was so cool and composed that she could have froze the air around her. She wasn't breathing hard at all. Rather, I couldn't even sense if her heart was beating. Oh my god. She's a zombie! Are you afraid of something, I wonder? I wonder, after that. It's not like you to tremble, Keiichi-kun. Her expression looked almost affectionate. There. Those soulless eyes, that mask of affection. Please stop this. And she admonished me from trembling. She had admonished? What the fuck? Rena's hands deftly slipped over her head. The blur of arms as they moved made me feel as if I was standing at the godliness of the thousand-armed Buddha. Oh my god, is she gonna cut my arm? Is she gonna cut me in half, basically? Then both of her hands met above her head. The axes she held came into focus. I stared at it up at disbelief. It was all I could do. Tell me, what happened to Satoshi? Rena stayed like that, with the axe raised above her head and solemnly opened her mouth. God, I would put up the bat as your defense. Hope to God you're stronger than her. It was as if she was expressing a farewell to a friend she was never going to see again. That cruel scenario resided somewhere in her actions. I told you, Satoshi-kun transferred out. Enough of that transfer crap. It means demoned away, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You can't tell me now, can't you? Who made Satoshi disappear? Was it you, Mion, or someone in the village? Answer me! I became frantic the more I screamed, but Rena did nothing but maintain the smile frozen on her face. I have no idea what Keiichi-kun is talking about. Then I'll say it in a way so you do. Who is the perpetrator of these chains of mysterious deaths? You seem to be confused, Keiichi-kun. What? There is no human perpetrator. Everything is by Oyashiro-sama's will. Isn't Oyashiro-sama's curse just a superstition? Oh, you're gonna set her off. Oh my god. She's gonna swing it down right now. You believe in that too? It's not about believing or not, and I don't like that it's getting a lot redder. Oyashiro-sama exists. Period. God, that's really red. Rena's gaze grew even more... God damn it. What's this word? Jalid? Galid. Something. The ferocity of her stare was so intense, not allowing me to question anything. There's just no way that something like Oyashiro-sama could exist. You don't believe in Oyashiro-sama? There's no way I could believe it. Believe it. Believe in this crazy-ass shit. There's no way it could exist. It exists. Oyashiro-sama exists. Keiichi-kun should have felt it personally. Oh my god, it's getting really fucking red. What the fuck? God, I'm gonna die right now, aren't I? I never felt something like that. Keiichi-kun, haven't you felt someone apologizing to you before? No, fuck off. Constantly on top of that? All the noise from the outside world disappeared. Only Rena's voice resounded loudly and terribly. You see, until you forgive them, they'll always be with you. At school, at home, at your bedside. I couldn't understand what Rena was saying. It came to me, too. Oyashiro-sama did. That's why I transferred and came back to Hinamizawa. I don't understand. What does transfer even mean? What does it mean? What was Rena saying? Hasn't Oyashiro-sama come to you as well, Keiichi-kun? I'm probably the only one you can confide in. I won't let you transfer out, okay? So I'm just gonna cut you in half and eat your entrails. Rena's demented laughter clanged around inside my head. Was Rena saying Oyashiro-sama came to her as well? That's right. Last night I had heard about that when I asked her about Rena. Last time on Let's Read Higurashi. Please keep this confidential. Also, part of this may be speculation. Not all of it may be true. Are you still interested? Oishi-san began speaking. Neither the victims nor the school filed a complaint, so there's no preliminary report. Basically, the police hadn't intervened in this matter, so all of these details are just what I heard from those involved. Meaning it's not that incredible. You said there were victims. Didn't Rena just break all the windows? No, Rena Ryugu had attacked 3 boys, using a metal bat. 2 of them made it out with only bruises, but the other one had been injured so badly that one of his eyes was permanently damaged. Wouldn't that be considered assault? Shouldn't the police have arrested her? For whatever reason, the victim never pressed charges. There was no report to the police, so they were beaten with a bat and suffered significant injuries. Normally, there would be a criminal investigation, but why didn't they press charges? I tried asking the 3 male victims for their side of the story, but they were all reluctant. It's hard to say, but they were all afraid, even after she transferred schools. Oyashiro-sama, could you summarize it starting from the beginning? Rena hit people while she broke the windows. Or was it she started breaking the windows after she got bored of hitting people? They sounded similar, but the meanings were drastically different. On an undisclosed date, Rena Ryuku was conversing with the 3 male students, close friends of her, near the pool's storage shed. Who were those 3? I can't reveal their names, but they were close to Rena Ryuku, and it seems they were a group of friends. She was the lone girl in their group. So it wasn't that strange that the 4 of them were together. So what happened? I don't know the reason why. She took the baseball team's bat that was at the storage shed and beat the 3 of them down, one after the other. What? There was no witnesses. This was an account pieced together by the information given at the time of the incident. What the fuck? That's weird as shit. One day after school, Rena and 3 male students were at the pool storage shed talking together. They weren't seeking help, rather they usually met up here. It appears it became a heated discussion. At the time, Rena underwent a change. Psycho Rena came out. The change was so abrupt that the 3 of them didn't comprehend what was happening. Ow. Ow. Then taking the metal bat, she attacked her friends one after the other. Oh god. Leaving her friends covered in blood with gashes on their head, she made her way towards the school. And she broke the glass windows one after the other. A few minutes later, a teacher appeared on scene and subdued her. Fuck! That's creepy as shit. What was this change Rena underwent? What matches up with the statements from the 3 was a sudden change. The point that there was a transformation. Transformation? Oh, this isn't even my final form! Yeah, they talked about for 5 minutes, she just sat there and powered up. It was crazy. It's ridiculous. And I question, why did you just watch her and let it happen? I also could recall Rena's transformation. I'd seen that change many times before. It was so different from the usual Rena that I couldn't help but believe it was someone else who looked like Rena. That transformation they're talking about, had it happened before? No, there was nothing like that. As far as I could find out in their medical history and past, there was nothing like that. Does that happen often where people change suddenly like Rena did? Of course it does. Psychological break. There are plenty of psychological phenomena that could cause something like that. Then you're saying there was a dormant element in Rena that caused that transformation. I cannot say that for certain. But according to the statements of her friends, it's hard to believe she had such a side to her. Kind, caring, and adorable. Even before she transferred here, she was probably pretty popular in school like she was now. That girl transforming, suddenly assaulting them with a bat, who could imagine such a thing? Nobody could have seen it coming. I myself sometimes believe that I was mistaken for thinking that Rena, even now. Then what happened after that? There was a hospital right across from the school, so the 3 of them were carried in and treated quickly. What about Rena? What about the police? Why wasn't there a criminal investigation? You see, the police can't get involved unless they're called. No one called the police? Even though one was badly injured with permanent damage? Why didn't they file charges? That's what caught my attention as well. Either some threat or pressure was placed on them. Or they had reason they couldn't file charges even if they wanted to. We're talking about you after all. Of course you looked into it, didn't you? Well, yeah. I told you at the beginning, didn't I? That the victims were all very reluctant to talk. They didn't want to touch on the matter, or rather they didn't want to be involved. Reluctant to talk. Didn't want to touch it. Didn't want to be involved. It resembled the villagers here in Oyashiro-sama's curse. Did the teacher at the school tell you anything? A school is hallowed ground. You could say they tend to keep scandals under wraps. I didn't have a search warrant, so I had to tread lightly, you see. There was no comment from the school. No, they denied the incident even happened. That's fucking weird. It's just 3 male students were carried in for blunt force trauma that day. That's all there was in the hospital records. The victims didn't speak, the school denied it happened. Then you don't know anything at all. Yeah, I know nothing other than the incident itself had taken place. The victims also wished the incident to be kept from the public. So if you and I both forgot about it, Mayabara-san, then this incident will probably just fade away. For a brief period, we sat in silence. At first glance, it looked like a simple assault case. But that was just the tip of the iceberg. The depths were obscured by rolling waves, sinking quietly into the void as if it never existed to begin with. After that, she was suspended from school. And during the time, she underwent psychiatric counseling. Did you hear anything from that doctor? Probably not. Again, they were very professional in regards to their ethics. Or at least very tight-lipped. Nothing even after you showed them your badge? I was told to get a warrant. The badge itself has no legal binding authority after all. Then how do you know that Rena confessed that it was Oyashiro-sama who did it? There was a nurse I asked in that department. She agreed to help me just from showing her my badge. Then what did she say? Turns out the nurse hadn't heard anything. Apparently all she remembered was what she overheard from inside the room. The nurse said that at the time Rena Ryugu was very calm and mild-mannered. It was more like she was confessing her sins at the church than a counseling session. She spoke with her mother there for some of it, but partway through her mother was asked to leave, so it became a private counseling session between just the doctor and Rena for a while. The part with Oyashiro, when did that pop up? Partway through. She screamed the name suddenly. That startled the nurse, and that's why she started listening in. It was Oyashiro-sama! Suddenly Rena shouted that. I had no idea what she said before that, so I had no idea what the meaning behind it could have been. The doctor calmly and collectedly asked Rena to have a seat. What is this Oyashiro-sama you speak of? Gently, ever so gently. The fundamentals of counseling were believed what you were told. Whoever abandons Hinamizawa will be hunted down by Oyashiro-sama, and they've finally gotten to me. That's the town you lived in before you moved here, isn't that right, Rena Ryugu-san? I didn't want to move, but because of my mom and dad's circumstances, we had to. But Oyashiro-sama wouldn't allow it. Ryugu-san must have lost a friend in Hinamizawa. Even now you must be missed there, and dearly, don't you think? I want to go back. Back to Hinamizawa. No, it's not that I want to go back. I have to go back. I should have gone back much sooner. Now it's too late. Oyashiro-sama has come. Oyashiro-sama is the name of the god in Hinamizawa, isn't that right? Everyone knows. It's Hinamizawa's guardian deity. And if you ever try abandoning Hinamizawa by leaving, you'll incur his wrath. You have moved quite a while ago, didn't you? And it was just now that this goddess arrived, is what you're saying. You might not believe me, but Oyashiro-sama exists. That nurse was then asked by another nurse to do something and left the room. That was all she remembered. That was Oyashiro-sama's doing, right? I do believe that is some kind of superstition in Hinamizawa. that if you leave the village, then you incur Oyashiro-sama's wrath. You should be familiar with this part, Mayabara-san. I knew very well that those scorned by the village incurred. To hinder the dam construction project, they cursed the dam construction foreman to his death. In the following year, Satoko's parents, supporters, and leading advocates for the dam were cursed to their death. But this was the first time I had heard of the curse incurred by leaving the village. This is my first time hearing that. I can understand outside threats being cursed by the village, but why also villagers who leave? Normally people who leave the village aren't supposed to be cursed, right? I know it's a bit strange to say it, but I could see it as a rule that people who come in are the ones who would be cursed. Far from Jupiter, far from its thunder. Curses aren't something to chase after people that leave, were they? Oishi-san pondered for a bit over on the other end, on the receiver, then began speaking again. Well, I told you a long time ago when Hinamizawa was Onagafuchi, didn't I? I recalled hearing that. Long ago, Hinamizawa was feared and respected as the village of ogres. The villagers at the foot of the mountains worshipped the ogres, so Onagafuchi was hallowed ground that you could never enter. It came to be said that if you entered carelessly, you were cursed by Oyashiro-sama. Those who set foot in Onagafuchi, in other words, Hinamizawa, would be cursed. I can understand that. I know that. But for leaving to also be no good, that's also the ogres, you see. They were being strictly watched by Oyashiro-sama, so that they would not enter into our world. In other words, Oyashiro-sama probably restricted interaction between Onagafuchi and the rest of the world. I see. I finally understood what sort of thing Oyashiro-sama was. So basically, Oyashiro-sama is more like a warden than a protectorate deity, I guess. Trying to keep his place isolated from the rest of the world. I guess that's how it would seem. Sorry I didn't know very much myself. It was mostly what was passed on to me from my grandmother. I could understand it a bit better if it wasn't like that. Those who came to Hinamizawa would be cursed, and those who tried to leave would also be cursed. So because Rena originally lived in Hinamizawa and moved away, she fulfilled their requirements for being cursed. So that means because Rena moved away against its wishes, she was cursed by Oyashiro-sama. Is that what it adds up to? In short, that seems to be what it points to, I guess. As a matter of fact, soon afterwards, they did move back to Hinamizawa after all. Those who abandoned Hinamizawa and left were cursed. But then why only Rena? Shouldn't Rena's parents have been guilty of the same transgression by moving away and have been cursed? Also in this day and age in Japan, shouldn't there be a lot of people coming and going? If every single one of them was cursed, then it would be insane. But in reality, it wasn't that big of a deal, at all. At most, there would be only one person dying and one disappearing on the night of Watanagashi. And I don't like saying at most, though. Well, anyways, there's a lot I still don't know. Even if Oyashiro-sama's curse doesn't add up as to why her classmates and victims who were beaten with a metal bat wouldn't press charges. You don't think the victims were cowering because they believed that a terrible curse had befallen them, do you? Of course I didn't want to believe it. More importantly, I had just realized something else. There was another bizarre connection that Rena had made between Oyashiro-sama's curse and metal bats. Satoshi fell victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse and went missing. I had recently learned that Satoshi had also become infatuated with the metal bat right before he disappeared, just like me. Then Rena as well. She was affected by the curse, she confessed that much to the doctor, and she also used the metal bat on kids. And the weapon which she used at the time in the horrendous act was again a metal bat. And finally me. I'd encountered various things that were inexplainable, and now I was holding onto a metal bat. I was shocked when I learned that Satoshi did the same thing, and it couldn't be had the same thing happen to Rena? But there was one critical difference between her and Satoshi's case. She's alive. That being, Satoshi went missing after falling victim to the curse, but Rena was still here. Both of them had fallen victim to Oyashiro-sama's curse, yet they were met with different endings. And finally me. I couldn't call it a coincidence anymore. Rena, Satoshi, and finally me. Could it be that I really was under Oyashiro-sama's curse right now? No, more importantly than that. What should I do now? Satoshi had been demoned away, vanishing without a trace. Rena was fine. Fine? Not really. She's crazy. Rena had undergone a change, and I could only believe that there was something that Rena wasn't residing within her. And here right now, it was standing before me. Yeah, can we get back to dying? Because I'm gonna... Come on! Let's get back to the plot. I was really, like, on edge, and now I'm like... Fuck. It's killing my voice, too. Jesus. Rena, please tell me. What will happen to me? Rena stood imposingly, not answering. Satoshi disappeared, but Rena didn't disappear. So what will happen to me? I had never heard such an unpleasant laugh before. It had become akin to the sound of her breathing. It was no longer a voice or an expression of feeling. Don't worry, I'll save you. Rena took one step forward, still holding the axe high above her head. Now then, one step closer, Rena's face spread out to fill my vision. Speak. One step closer. Rena's nose was close enough to mine to touch mine, and was still pushing closer. There's something you want to say, isn't there? I'll listen. I'll save you, okay? Speak, okay? Speak, okay? I slumped down, landing squarely on my butt. It wasn't for some pathetic reason. It was all I could do to keep far away from Rena. I had the gut feeling that I couldn't let her laughter end. Because when that laughing ended, the moment I picked up on that feeling, my body moved by instinct. I sprang to my feet so fast I couldn't believe it, and pushed Rena away with both hands. Yes! Hit her with the bat on the ground! Beat her head in! Kill her! Kill her! Rena was as light as a feather. Thrown about by the unbalanced weight of the axe, she was sent backwards as if she had been carried off by the wind. After confirming that out of the corner of my eye, I dashed off at full speed. I was the perfect picture of fleeing like a greased pig. What? What the fuck? Oh, that's a weird-ass expression. Get away from Rena. Run away. Survive. I couldn't think of anything other than this. While I was running, I remembered I'd been holding onto the bat the entire time. Such a worthless weapon. Yeah, you should have beaten the fuck out of her. I couldn't believe I'd forgotten about this weapon at such an important time. I sped even further down the winding path. This is the way towards the dam, isn't it? We're gonna die at the dam, aren't we? Fuck. I didn't even feel myself gasping for breath or my legs getting heavy. My body understood it as well. Yeah, this is called adrenaline to its peak. This is fight or flight right here, and he's running like hell. Hell, if there was like a cliff and he kept running, he would just run on air and keep going, probably. If I didn't run away from here, I wouldn't live. I could hear the laughter that simulacrum of Rena coming from behind me. It rang through the trees and in my head, and slowly chiseled away at my sanity. The groves of trees thinned out, my field of vision suddenly expanding. Where was this? For a moment I was bewildered by the scenery, and I felt I knew but couldn't quite remember. We're going to the dam and we're going to die at the dam, aren't we? I quickly realized it was the dam site. The fact that I dashed madly and ended up in a place like this gave me a bad feeling. like I was following someone's scripted plot. God, damn you writers! Why do you make me run this way? I had a good view of my surroundings, but I didn't see a single soul here. This was a terrible spot for someone to run, but there was no better place for an attacker. My heart was already on the verge of bursting. The muscles in my leg were screaming, but I didn't care. If I stopped here, then they might not even be able to scream for much longer. Even still, I glanced back looking for an excuse to rest. Rena wasn't there. Instead, I saw two villagers walking around. I breathed a sigh of relief that it wasn't Rena, but a third party. Except the voice inside me rang the alarm once again. Villagers walking around weren't suspicious in and of themselves, but it bothered me. They both wore rough-looking clothes. Empty-handed, they definitely gave the expression that they were just out for a walk. But at this time of day, two adults wandering around without a purpose, it was enough to raise questions. But more than anything else, those eyes. They weren't chit-chatting while walking. They were both silent, heading forward, looking in my direction. Fuck that! Running! Was I at the end of my rope and had finally started imagining things? I should run away. That was probably the best choice. That is the only choice. If they weren't involved, I'd lose them easily by running. If they were part of the group after me, then they could come running after me. Either way, unless I hurried up, Rena would catch up with me. That's right, I was going to run. Deciding that, the moment I began to turn tail, both of them rushed towards me, as if they knew exactly what I was thinking. Turn around and hit both of them in the cold clock them with the bat. Somewhere inside me, I had jumped to the conclusion that Rena was the only thing I needed to be afraid of. I made that assumption. I didn't need fear anything else. But right now, I realize just how blatantly wrong that was. Suddenly, the story Oyashiro-sama told me about the demons all leaving the village to hunt prey floated back through the back of my mind. I could tell that they were both coming after me without even turning around because of their frenetic footsteps. It was frightening, being unable to shake Rena off as she slowly closed in on me, but this didn't even compare. Being pursued in such violent ferocity, this straight-up forward horror was unparalleled. One of the pursuer's arms grazed my shoulder. Now it wasn't just their frenzied footsteps, but also the distinct sound of their breathing that I could hear. No, I could practically feel them breathing on me. They were already right behind me. Calm down, Keiichi. Still running at full tilt, I felt the surrounding area go still. No, it felt like time itself had stopped. I turned my head back slightly in that frozen world, realizing how close my pursuers had gotten to me. I couldn't win against the legs of an adult. In less than the time I had taken to blink twice when this frozen time began moving again, they'd be right on top of me. And then... Don't think about that, Keiichi. First, realize that you won't be able to shake them off like this. And the fact that you can't get away was a given. Then you need to make a decision. Go with the right leg or the left. You just need to decide which one. Let's go with the left. No moment I decided that, the temporal singularity burst into pieces. Right. Left. I swung the bat in a wide arc with my right arm. Using that inertia, I stopped and suddenly spun. What? The two of them were clearly startled. Momentarily losing sight of me, both of their outstretched arms, ready to grab me, instead grasped an empty space. The man on the right, I applaud him being able to figure it out, spun around on the spot I shouldn't have been, faced me in astonishment. But it was too late. I didn't even need to swing my bat. All I needed to do was extend my arms as I turned around. It was by no means a heavy blow. It seemed like it had enough power to knock him off his feet. But just knocking him down wasn't enough to scare him away. He got back up in no time. Both of them took a fighting stance and were ready to face me. This made me certain they weren't just two people out for a walk. They were clearly after me. I it felt so much easier than dealing with Rena. Just by not recognizing their faces, by not knowing them, it made things easier. When I beat the shit out of them. Keiichi God Mode activate. I smiled wryly on the inside. What do you want with me? Next one's going to be right in your face, you bastard. It's fine if it was just a bluff. By barking out that, I was able to fire myself up. They didn't respond. They spread out to either side of me with unbelievably calm expressions on their faces. One of them would grab onto my bat, and the other would hold me down. Is that their plan? Taking on both of them at once would be impossible. Hot sweat poured down from every pore in my body, and I'd just have to settle it with my first move. I step in and strike the first one down. Narrowing my target down to the man on the right head, who had already been knocked down before me, I stepped in and swung with all my might. There's no way for an armed person to guard against it. It would cause intense damage. If they blocked it with their arm, their bone would snap like a twig. If they turned their back to it, it was possible for that blow would travel all the way to their vital organs. It looked like he was aware of this. He pushed farther through the kill zone between us and delivered a fist right into my gut. Not good. With this distance in this position and in this state, there was no way for me to dodge it. Oh! World flipped upside down. I understood that I was being tossed around like a rag doll. I landed on the soft earth without a sound, feeling the grainy soil pressed against my face. And then I knocked down. It didn't hurt at all. The moment I thought that, I suddenly felt pain coming from the abrasions on my skin, as well as the contents in my stomach being forced upwards, flooding my mouth with a bitter sensation. I knew very well that I didn't have the time to relish this experience. Oh, it didn't hurt. Oh god, it hurts! I stood up as quickly as I could, but at that moment the other man was already barreling towards me. Being able to comprehend calmly that I simply couldn't dodge it made it all the more upsetting. After plowing into my stomach full force once again, my assailant twisted around behind me and locked his thick arm around my neck. My throat felt like it was being crushed by his immense strength. Couldn't even contemplate about that I was being strangled, that I was about to go unconscious. My vision simply darkened and a silent whining noise began playing deep inside my mind. It took everything I had to keep myself from blacking out. While this was happening, the other man was more than likely standing in front of me. I wasn't able to open my eyes, but I could feel that he was there. There was nothing I could do now. Unable to shake this arm off me, I couldn't run, I couldn't fight back. Dire straits, I couldn't even come up with a phrase that adequately described my situation. Fucked. Oh, don't tell me that's how I die. Because if that's how I die... Okay, no, I'm not dead. Am I dead? Is it over? Because if I died that way, that sucks. Because that's just a bullshit way to die. Really? Is it over? No shit. Oh, if they roll credits here, I'll be pissed. Like, this seems like it's over. What's going on? The fuck? Okay, I guess it's not over. Oh, don't tell me it was a dream. A familiar ceiling. The smell of the bed and pillows, I knew them well. Was this my room? Normally there wouldn't be anyone in my room besides me, but their presence made me spring wide awake. When I did that, the pain shot through my entire body. Feeling alright? I think you'd be better just to lie down for a bit. Why was Rena in my room? Blood began to surge through my muscles and my capillaries. But Rena's smile belonged to the Rena I knew well. I knew I shouldn't let myself feel this way, but I relaxed thinking that this vision of Rena was safe. Why am I... Don't you remember? After losing consciousness, nothing at all. Hello? Okay, nope. Nope. Get out. Keiichi, kill him. It's not worth it. It's a trap. It's a trap. She's gonna cut you open in the bed. My body had become more lethargic than I could ever have imagined. I'm dead. I'm fucked. I guess that could be expected the expected outcome after exerting everything I had back there. I had tried to at least clear my head, but I just couldn't shake the sluggish feeling out of my mind. I called the doctor. He should be here soon. I think you'd better just lie down until then. I wasn't injured serious enough to merit calling a doctor. But knowing that someone impartial was coming was slightly reassuring. Why am I here? I'm sure I was at the damn site. That's what I want to know. What happened? When I got there, Keiichi-kun was already passed out. That's why I'm the one who wants to know. Good God, I was attacked by two weirdos. As I talked about it, I finally remember what happened right before I passed out. Recalling that memory and the terror that went along with it caused the fogginess around my head to clear right up. Let's forget about those two for now. I didn't expect Rena to be nursing me. I thought Rena was trying to kill me. She was! She's gonna fucking kill you right now. She should have had the perfect chance while I was unconscious. Not only did she not kill me, she had nursed me back to health. No, she hasn't. Amazing you could drag me all the way back here. Wasn't I heavy? Looking at Rena's delicate frame, it was hard to believe that she had not only gotten me back home, but even dragged me all the way up to the second floor. How did she get into my house? Did she have some help? Don't you remember, Keiichi-kun? Rena appeared to be a bit surprised, but still kept her smile. I only propped you up on my shoulder. You said you could walk on your own and that you were fine. You don't remember? That's a lie. That is a straight up, bold-faced lie. I don't remember. My memory was fuzzy after that point where I lost consciousness. What about those two? Huh? When you got there, Reno, the ones with me, or rather those two guys. There wasn't anyone. She said it bluntly. I was attacked. Shut the fuck up. You can lift up my shirt and see there's probably someone that put like a large bruise. The way she stated it felt slightly unpleasant. I was just too timid at that time. I might have been able to force some answers out of Rena. But if I did that, then this kind of Rena might transform into the scary Rena who I didn't know. Fearing that, I didn't press any further. Thinking about it, it was the obvious choice. Both of those men were there. I didn't think Rena would even have stood a chance. I couldn't find a way to explain it unless I assumed she brought me there after those two were already gone. Rena was still smiling. Her eyes sparked warmly. Yet, I felt like I was hallucinating when I saw something. Something akin to a shadow slowly creeping across her face. A small omen sent shivers down my spine. While Rena was still Rena, I needed to make contact. I needed to contact Oishi-san. Rena stopped me when I tried to get out of bed. She said I would aggravate my wounds, so I should sleep. I'd like to go to the bathroom, though. Oh, sorry. Rena couldn't say anything else. While Rena stayed in the room, I quickly went downstairs to get the phone receiver in the living room. When I approached the front door, the doorbell rang. Must have been the doctor Rena had called. It was strange for a patient to welcome in the doctor who was making a house call, but it would be incredibly reassuring for him to hear for the considerable time it would take Oishi-san to get here. I carelessly opened the door with that simple assumption and regretted it almost instantly. Oh boy, this is gonna end well. Yay. Can't wait for them to fucking kill me. But I guess they'll have to wait until next time. Because I've been going on for so long and I feel like my voice is gonna fucking give out. Jesus. Thank you guys for watching. However many episodes this went on for. Make sure you like, comment, favorite, subscribe. See you guys next time. Which will, I guarantee the next episode will be the end. After the end, I'll go on to chapter 2. I don't know the name of chapter 2, but it's chapter 2. I haven't checked the name.